Welcome back, HealthQuest. I'm Carla. Friday, 10:30, 60-minute yoga flow. Just need a mat. If you have blocks at home or a strap, totally cool. Otherwise, we're just going to start our flow on our mat sitting in an easy pose. So cross-legged, any way that's comfortable for you. Maybe you're in half lotus. Just finding a comfortable sit, finding your sit bones. Palms face up on thighs, shoulders roll back. Take a deep breath in through the nose, closing the eyes. If this is your first yoga class today, just do what feels right for your body. Inhale through the nose, and then exhale through the nose. Just trying to think about setting an intention for the class. If that's not for you, that's totally fine. But if it is, thinking about why you're here today, finding your place on your mat, and just listening to the beautiful sounds around us, and just being as present as possible. When you're ready, floating the eyes open, taking a big breath in, circling arms up overhead, reaching towards the sky. As you exhale, lowering right arm towards the mat and letting the body C-shape towards that right arm. So really pressing into that palm, finding a little activation through that right side body, keeping a little lift of the elbow. Now come with me and roll that top shoulder back. Feel that openness through the side body here. If it feels okay, you can turn your gaze up towards the top palm. If it feels okay, you can turn your gaze down. So thinking about breathing space into that entire left side of your body. Next, full breath in, we reach arms back up towards the sky, finding a little bit more length up through our spine. And then on our exhale, we're gonna lower left hand to mat. Same thing, C-shape our body towards the left side of the room. So really finding even weight through both sit bones here. Press into that left palm, almost like you're pressing your mat away from yourself. And then see if you can lift your ribs up off your hips just a little bit more and roll that top shoulder back. Good. Next, full breath in, stacking spine once more. Reach towards the sky. Find more length. And as you exhale, hinge from the hip, draw the belly in, palms meet floor, maybe fingertips tent, coming to a forward fold. So if it feels okay, you can lower down to the full palm and maybe elbows come to mat, or sorry, turf or mat, wherever you're at. Release neck, let the pressure of the head go. Take a breath here. As you take your next breath in, tent the fingertips, and then walk yourself back up towards seated. Coming onto our knees, I have an option for you here. So if you have any issues with your feet, our option to stay like this with your seat on your heels. If you want to try a little bit more, we're going to tent our toes and sit back on our heels, keeping knees together, only if that feels okay for you. So bringing thighs together, again, sitting back on our heels, you'll feel a little bit of a stretch up the middle of your foot. Take a breath in. As you do, reach your arm towards me and bring your right arm underneath your left, coming to eagle pose. So if it's too much to interlace palms, give yourself a hug. Otherwise, we're trying to come to prayer hands. So bringing hands together, keeping elbows stacked in line with shoulders. If this doesn't work for you today, give yourself a hug. It's okay too. Take a breath. Press palms up towards the sky. Feel that bit of an openness through your shoulder girdle. Inhale fully. As you exhale, pull belly in. Gaze stays with elbows as you curl the spine, lifting sit bones up off of heels, really rounding the spine here, almost like you're coming into a little ball. Again, keeping gaze down towards your elbows. One more breath. Inhale, stack spine, come to lift. Exhale, unravel your arms, stack arms in front of shoulders. Now, if it's becoming too much for your feet here, you can release pressure and then join back in if you'd like. Switching sides, so take a breath in. As you exhale, left arm sweeps under right. You might stay here and give yourself that hug if it's too much to interlace palms, but the goal is trying to get hands to come to prayer position in front of forehead. So again, elbows are stacked in line with shoulders. Take a breath in. Press the shoulders open. So feel that beautiful openness through your shoulder girdles. Take an inhale. Exhale, start to round the spine. Feel the belly hollow. Sit bones lift up off heels. Again, keeping the chin tucked slightly. Just starting to feel the openness up the spine from tailbone to crown of head. Next breath in, we stack our spine. Exhale, unravel the arms, and then come on down off your toes. Should feel good. Just release here. We're going to take a tricep stretch before we move into our poses. So left arm reaches up towards sky, bend at the elbow, and find the center of your back. Use your opposite hand to assist the pose if it feels okay, keeping spine nice and long here. So think about softening your ribs in, a little bit of a tuck of the tailbone. Now keep that neck pressing back into the elbow. And if you want a little bit more, if you brought a strap, you can use it for assistance. Otherwise, opposite arm reaches back and behind, trying to meet fingertips as close as possible, any amount. You don't have to touch, trust me, we all have different openness through our shoulders. So wherever you are today, try to think about breathing space in your body. So finding more length and more lift through your upper body. Take one more breath, and you'll find that when you do the other side, it's gonna feel completely different. Exhale, release. Roll the shoulders back. Opposite side, right arm reaches towards sky. Bend at the elbow, find the center of your back. Opposite arm can reach up and give a little assistance. You might stay here, and that's perfectly fine. You should feel a little bit of a stretch up the tricep, which is going to help you in your downward facing dog. If you're taking the option to move on, you try to reach back and interlace fingertips. So maybe you have a little bit more flexibility on this side, maybe you have less. But again, think about softening the ribs and just breathing space up the side of your body. It is so good to be here with you guys. Seriously. Next breath, release fingers. Exhale, hands to mat. Coming down to all fours. So turning side on, or wherever you are, forward on. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, soles of feet to floor. Take a breath in. We're coming to a few rounds of cat-cow. So as you inhale, start to lower belly towards the mat, drawing collarbones open nice and wide. Exhale, lift the belly, round the spine. Come into your cat pose. Working with your breath here and your flow, so release the glutes, let the tailbone sink, let the belly fall towards your mat. And then pull the belly up towards your spine, really round the spine, release the neck. We'll do two more, so you flow with your movement, you flow with your breath. Just each time, think about widening the collarbones even more as you pull the chest through. And then pull the belly up and back. Last round, inhale, and exhale. Good, coming to downward facing dog. So root down through the hands, the soles of the entire hand. Tuck the toes under, keep the knees bent, and send your hips up towards the sky. So keep that nice bend through the knees to begin your downward facing dog, and start to pedal out your dog, working through the feet, pressing back into the heels. It might feel good, just sway the hips side to side, just to open up the side body. But focus on really, really pressing down evenly through both hands. Good. So coming back through center, root down through both feet, both hands. Find even weight through all four corners of your body. Press into the hands so much that your shoulders open. And think about sending your hips up towards this, just like the corner of the sky. So send them up a little bit higher. All right, coming to three-legged dog. Right leg is gonna shoot up towards the sky, keeping hips and shoulders square towards the mat, any amount. Bend the knee and let that hip fall open. So think about drawing that right toe down towards the right shoulder. Left shoulder. Good, next breath, lengthen that leg up towards the sky. Bend the knee, and then draw the knee in towards your nose. Feel that little bit of core activation here. Right foot, right thumb coming to low lunge. Lift the heart, and then lower the left knee to the mat. Good. Widen the collarbones. Really feel as though they're pulling forward through your shoulders. Take a breath here. As you exhale, root to back down through the hands. Tuck toe, lift the knee up off the mat. We're coming to pyramid pose, so take time with your body. So take that left foot, hop it in just about an inch or two, and then root down through the heel. Keeping lots of length through the spine. Start to straighten that front leg any amount. You might keep a soft bend in it. But the goal here is to stretch out the hamstring, because we're coming into our sun salutation and you're gonna wanna have a little bit of length of that muscle. So keep the chest nice and lifted, tented fingers, strong core to support you. Good. All right, if it's for you today, if not, no worries. Staying here, clasping hands behind hips, pressing knuckles away, and then when you're ready, letting the hands fall forward, coming into a bit of a shoulder stretch. Release the neck. Again, soft bend in that front leg. Release hands to mat. Pivot the back foot, step forward to a forward fold. So feet together or feet separated, hip distance if you'd like a little bit more support. Let the neck hang heavy, keep the knees soft here. So we get to do the other side. So root back down through the hands and step back, downward facing dog. Press into the heels. This time, left leg shoots up towards three-legged dog. Hips and shoulders square towards mat, even weight through the hands. And then bend the knee, opening up the hip again. Good. Really feel that openness up the side of the body, into the hip. Lengthen back up, three-legged dog. Full inhale here. As you exhale, really pull, moving forward to plank. Pull the knee in towards the nose, even more around the spine. And then find left foot, left thumb coming to low lunge. Lower the back knee. Untuck the toe, lift the heart, widen the collarbones. Take a breath. Let the breath go. All right, retuck the toe, lift the knee back up off the mat. We take that little bit of a hop forward coming to pyramid pose. So ground down through that back heel, and then keep the chest lifted with tented fingertips as you start to lengthen that front leg any amount. Good, using your core to help lift your chest. Take an inhale. And then exhale if it feels okay, interlacing hands behind hips, knuckles push away, and then we take the shoulder stretch. So leaning in over our front leg, keeping that front leg slightly bent. All right, good. Release hands to mat. Inhale, as you exhale, soles meet, forward fold. Release the neck. Soft bend to protect your legs if you're not ready to straighten yet. And we're starting our sun salutation. So inhale, stack spine coming to mountain pose. Arms reach up overhead, palms meet. Extended mountain. As you exhale, lower palms to sides, palms face me, shoulders roll back. And just take a breath here, closing eyes. Lift the toes up and see if you can reground through each toe and really feel the entire sole of the foot rooted through the ground, rooted through the earth. We begin our flow. We have 2 rounds sun salutation A. So inhale, arms reach towards the side, extended mountain. Take an inhale. As you exhale, C-shape the body over towards the left side of the room, rolling that shoulder back, top shoulder back. Inhale, reach through center. Exhale, opposite side. Good. Reach through center, grow a little taller. Inhale, exhale, draw belly to knees, bending knees, letting belly rest on thighs. Root through the hands, we're stepping back to plank pose. Right foot steps back, left foot steps back to meet it. Take a breath here. Lowering down to the knees, untuck toes. We're lowering all the way down to the mat. So elbows pull in as we lower all the way down. Coming to Sphinx pose. So elbows stack underneath shoulders, palms come to the mat. Take a breath in, lift the heart up off the mat, squeeze the glutes to protect the back. So think about keeping the feet stacked in line with the hips, and then really roll the head of the shoulder back even more. Find more openness through the front of the body. Take a breath. And let the breath go. Root down through the hands, tuck the toes, bend the knees, push yourself up back, downward facing dog. And then if it feels okay, start to straighten the legs through your downward facing dog, any amount. But again, finding that even weight through the hands, even weight through the feet. Inhale, right leg up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose like we did before, shifting forward toward plank pose. Right foot, right thumb, lunge. And then we're coming up to warrior 1. So lots of activation through that back foot. Pivot the heel down, and then arms reach up towards the sky. Hips and shoulders square towards me. Soften the shoulders down. And then bring your hands down to heart center. Take a breath. As you exhale, start to straighten that front leg, shifting our body weight forward to pyramid pose. You can keep a soft bend if this is too much. And then From here, we're shifting forward to warrior three. So if balance is not for you today, I invite you to keep the back foot grounded. I'll demonstrate. But if it is, you're going to float that back leg up off the mat. So shifting body weight forward. If you'd like, you stay here with that back foot as a tripod. If you want a little bit more, start to let that back leg lift up, finding a gaze towards floor, hips and shoulders square towards your mat. Take a breath. As you exhale, hands to mat, we fold. Release. Take a breath here in your forward fold. I'm hoping that the little beads of sweat are starting. They certainly are for me. We're going to come back to stacking our spine. Inhale, extended mountain reach, arms up overhead, palms meet. Exhale, we fold. Dive the heart forward over thighs. Belly pulls back. Root down through the hands, coming back to our plank pose. This time, left foot back first. Right foot meets it. Shoulders over wrist. Lower the knees if you'd like, and then lower all the way back down to your mat. Sphinx pose again. So elbows under shoulders, palms meet floor. Hips in line with ankles. Squeeze the glutes, lift the heart a little higher this time. Almost as if you're levitating your elbows up off the mat. Find a little bit more back stability. Take a breath. Lower yourself down. Root down through the hands, toes tuck. Downward facing dog anyway. Press back to the heels. Inhaling that left leg up towards three-legged dog. Exhale, pull knee in towards nose, shifting forward to plank. Feel the core fire up. And then left foot, left thumb. Lift the heart, widen the collarbones. Lower that back heel, coming to warrior one. Inhaling, arms up towards the sky, hips and shoulders square to me. Soften the shoulders. Take a breath, palms meet at heart center. And coming back to our pyramid to warrior three. So remembering your option here, start to straighten that front leg as you hinge forward at the hip. Feel the openness up the back of the legs. Shifting body weight forward, remembering you can keep that back toe as a tripod, but if you'd like to try to float it up, any amount. Heel towards sky. Take a breath. And when you're ready, palms to mat, feet meet, forward fold. Take a breath here. Good, so moving on to sun salutation B. Same flow, we add a few poses here. So every pose has an option, so take what's right for your body today. Inhale, stack spine, reaching up towards sky, extended mountain. Palms meet. Exhale, dive the heart forward over the thighs, keep pulling that belly back. This time we're coming to a half lift. So inhale, press into the shins, lengthening from tailbone to the crown of the head. Find that full flat back here. Exhale, fold body forward. If you'd like, we're coming back to plank pose. You can step back or root down through the hands and hop your feet back to plank pose. Remembering your option to lower down to your knees. Elbows lock in. Option to stay lifted and lower halfway down. Squeeze the glutes, lift the heart, coming to upward facing dog. Good. Yeah. Tuck toes, down dog, press back. Take a breath. Right leg lifts towards the sky. Three-legged dog. And then draw that knee in towards your nose. Feel the core. Feel it, feel it, feel it. Right foot, right thumb. Good, lift the heart, find your low lunge. Lifting arms towards sky, warrior one. Grounded through that back heel. Hips and shoulders square to me. Opening arms up to warrior two, so turn your hips open and feel as though you're right in the midline of your body. Front knee over ankle. Take an inhale. As you exhale, straighten the front leg, reverse triangle. Reach up and over that back leg. You can use your hand on your hip to press it forward, or just keep trying to reach down. Inhale, warrior two, and then back to warrior one. Hands to heart center. Start to straighten that front leg, shift body weight forward, pyramid pose. Did you think I forgot? Shifting forward, warrior three. Back leg floats up off the mat. Squeeze the glutes. Hips and shoulders square. Hands to mat, forward fold. Take a breath. One more round. Inhale, stack spine, reach towards the sky. Exhale, diving heart forward over thighs. Fold. Inhale, lengthen. Option to tent fingertips coming to your half lift. Find that length up your spine, good. Pull belly back. Inhale, exhale, fold. Remembering your options through plank. Root down through the hands, soft bend through the knees if you're jumping. Land soft, good. Inhale, exhale, lower half or all the way. Squeeze the glutes, lift the heart, widen the collarbones to your up dog. Exhale, toes tucked, down dog. Left side this time. So breathing that left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, hold here, feel the core. And then find left foot, left thumb. Root down through that back heel, warrior one. Inhale your body up towards the sky. My back's to you now. Opening the arms, warrior two. So finding your knee over your ankle, softening the shoulders back and down. Reverse triangle, straighten the front leg, windmilling the arms up and back, keeping that top shoulder rolling back. Warrior two. And then pivot the back heel, warrior one. Good. Hands to heart center. Start to lengthen that front leg and then pivot your body forward over it. You might find a little bit more openness through that leg now. When you're ready, we fly. Warrior three. Start to lift that back leg any amount. And then exhale and fold forward. Nice. You guys okay? All right, coming to our standing poses. You will see a little bit of this flow throughout, but we're going to add on. So inhale your body up to Utkatasana chair pose. Sit back into the hips, arms come back up overhead. So moving into that little bit of core stability that I talked about. So think about tucking the tailbone slightly so you're pulling that lower belly in. Shoulders pull back so that your arms are framing your ears. And then hands clasp at the top and come to heart center. You should start to feel a little bit of shake in your legs. That's okay. Take a breath here and try to sink 1 inch deeper. We're going to take right elbow to outside edge of left knee. Tap it. Back through center. Inhale. Exhale, tap. Left elbow, right knee. Inhale through center. Exhale, tap. So you're just getting that little bit of squeeze in your core here and just alternate sides. So inhaling to lift the heart. Exhaling to lower. We've got one more round. Inhale. What's the shake in the legs? You don't even feel that anymore. One more. Exhale. Right here. Good. Fold. Release forward. Hopping back to our plank pose or stepping. Root down through the hands, hop or step. Find your plank. Vinyasa, lower half or all the way. Inhale, upward facing dog. Widen the collarbones. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg, three-legged dog, lift it up towards the sky. This time, we're drawing right knee to outside edge of right elbow. So shift forward to your plank and pull the knee to the elbow. Three-legged dog. Right knee, left elbow. So draw it across the midline. Tap. Three-legged dog. And now the knee comes to nose. Tuck. Right foot, right thumb. Round the back heel. Warrior one. Reach up towards the sky. Open hips to me, warrior two, re-square. So really find that you're shifting your weight forward enough, that front knee stacking over the ankle. Soften the shoulders. I'm getting eyes. I like them. Coming to triangle pose. Lengthen that front leg. Send your hips back towards the left. Reach, reach, reach. And then find either your shin, a block if you have it, or maybe you want a little bit more and you reach towards the outside edge of your ankle. Wherever you are today, you can softly bend the front leg. If you're tight in your legs, that's totally fine. Take a breath here and feel as though someone's pulling your fingertips away from each other. That might give you a little lift. Your ribs might lift a little higher off your hip. Take a breath. Good, coming to low lunge. So top arm windmills to the floor. We unhook that back heel and then lower it to the mat. You with me? Unhook the toe, take a breath, arms reach towards the sky. Exhale, hands to mat. Lift the back heel. Where am I? Oh, we're coming to humble warrior. So back to warrior one, ground through the back heel. I know you think I'm crazy, but just bear with me. Arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands clasp behind hips. Press the knuckles away. And if it's free today, you might stay here. If you want a little bit more, start to hinge the body forward, letting the body come to the inside edge of the right leg and knuckles come up towards the sky. So trying not to lose your neck here. Press the knuckles up even higher. And ungrip your toes. Trying not to grip the toes tight to your mat. Take a breath. As you exhale, unclasp hands to mat. Press back, plank pose. Knees or toes, lower halfway down. Squeeze the glutes, lift the heart, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Woo! So from here, we're coming to the front of our mat. So you might choose to walk your feet forward to forward fold, but if you'd like, you can lift the heels high, bend the knees, and then bring your gaze to your hands, and carefully hop forward. Inhale, chair pose. Lift the heart, arms towards the sky. Sink back into the hips, tuck the tail slightly, draw the shoulder blades back even more. Feel that little bit of a hug between your shoulder blades. Inhale. Exhale, you're down, hands to heart center. Coming back to that tap. Take a breath in, lower an inch deeper. And then this time we're gonna switch sides. So right elbow's gonna come to left knee. Lift on your inhale. Exhale, tap. So it's a small range, but you should start to feel this in your entire core. And then maybe you come 1 inch deeper. Maybe not. Either way. We've got one more round. Take a breath in. Exhale. Inhale through center. And exhale. Chair pose. And fold over your thighs. Release your neck. Root down through the hands. Coming back to plank pose. You know the deal. You choose hop or step. Vinyasa, lowering halfway or all the way. Squeeze the glutes. Lift the heart. Widen the collarbones. Tuck toes. Downward facing dog. Left side. So take a breath here. Left leg lifts, three-legged dog up towards the sky. Inhale, as you exhale, pull the knee in towards the nose. Left foot, left thumb. Pivot back heel towards mat. Lift heart, warrior one. Hips and shoulders square to me. Inhale, exhale, open your arms, open your hips, warrior two. Check your front knee, soften the shoulders down. Remember your triangle pose. So first come with me, straighten that front leg, send the hips back, reach forward, and then find your triangle. Straight arms, top arm floats up over sky. Shin, maybe a block. If you want a little bit more, hand comes to the outside edge of the leg. But again, remembering trying to focus on lifting the ribs up off the hips as much as you can. So lengthening the spine even more. Take a breath. As you exhale, top arm windmills down to mat, coming back to our low lunge. Lower the back knee, untuck the toe, take a breath, lift the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, lower hands to mat. Tuck the toe, lift the knee. Where am I? We're a three-legged dog. Left leg up towards the sky. Coming to our little bit of core sequence. So left knee pulls into the outside edge of left elbow, shifting body weight forward. Inhale, three-legged dog. Left knee, right elbow, cross the body, little tap. Three-legged dog. And now knee to nose, take an inhale. As you exhale, pull the knee in, round the spine. Ground left foot, left thumb, untuck back toe. Warrior one, lift towards the sky. You guys hanging in? Hands to the heart. Body weight shifts forward. Did we do that? Oh no, humble warrior, I'm sorry. Hands up towards the sky. Interlacing fan, hands behind hips, press the knuckles away. Take a breath. As you exhale, start to shift the body weight forward. Coming to the inside of that left leg, letting the knuckles come up towards the sky, any amount. Take a breath. So really try to hug the hips in like you're being squeezed together with mummy tape. Keep that engagement of both hips. Release hands to mat. Plank pose. Step back. Lower half or all the way. Squeeze the glutes. Lift the heart. Press back. Downward facing dog. Stay for a breath. Woo! Nice. All right, coming into hip openers. So, three-legged dog, right side. Lift that leg up towards the sky. Right knee, right elbow. Lift the three-legged dog. Coming to high lunge. So sweep the leg through, find right foot, right thumb. Lifting the heart, lifting the arms up towards the sky. Woo. Take a breath here. So focusing on front knee over ankle, and then press back into that back heel, keeping that back leg lifted. Hips and shoulders square towards me. Hands come to heart center. So just like we did before, we're reaming out the spine. the core. Take a breath in. As you exhale, left elbow taps right knee. Inhale, straighten front leg. If that feels okay, we lengthen. Exhale, deepen into your high lunge, tap. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. We've got 2 more. Breathe in to lift. Exhale to deepen. Last one, lift. Exhale, sink. Good. Hands to mat. Right leg sweeps back behind, 3-legged dog. And then we're bringing that right leg through to pigeon pose. So bring the foot forward, flexed at the foot. Good, yeah. Front leg parallel, or you could bring heel to groin. If it's too much, you might come to 90-90 today. That's perfectly fine. If you're choosing to extend that back leg, flex that front foot, lift the heart using tented fingertips, and trying to bring that left hip as close as you can to that right heel. Take a deep breath in, widen the collarbones. If you'd like to extend forward on your next exhale, you bring your body weight forward, letting your arms assist you, rest your forehead to mat. Take a breath. You can stay here if you'd like a little bit more and you want a hamstring stretch. You bring your body weight up. Left hand comes to the inside edge of left foot, pulling that heel in close to your butt as far as you can, just to feel that little engagement through your hamstring into your hip flexor. If not today, maybe tomorrow. Stay with your pigeon pose. Take a breath. If you want a little bit more, you lower down to the elbow. Breathe. If you're holding that back foot, release it. And if you're extended, walk yourself back up so you're lifted. Root down through the hands. Tuck the back toe. Press back down over to facing dog. And take a little walk through your legs just to release that lactic acid. Good. Left side. Breathe that left leg up. 3-legged dog. Draw left knee, left elbow. And then left leg, 3-legged dog. Coming to high lunge, so sweep that leg through between your hands. Keep that back heel lifted, breathe your body up, arms reach overhead. So find your pose first, knee over ankle, and then press into that back heel, keeping it lifted if you can, and then really lift the thigh. Take a breath, soften the shoulders. Hands heart center. Good. Inhale, right elbow taps outside edge of left knee this time. Inhale, straighten front leg, stack spine. Exhale, tap. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, deepen. Inhale to lift, 2 more. Exhale. Last one, lift. Lower. Root the hands to the floor. 3-legged dog, press back, and coming back to pigeon pose. So this left leg is gonna sweep through, coming parallel to our the front of the mat. Flex the foot, always coming to 90-90 as your option. Take a breath to lift the chest. Tented fingers, widening the front of the body. And then when you're ready, walking yourself forward, if that feels okay. This time, the right hip is rolling down towards the left heel. You can rock from side to side if that feels okay. And if you're choosing the hamstring stretch, your tented fingers walk you back up. Right arm reaches back for the inside edge of the right foot, drawing the heel in close towards the butt. Ooh. And if you want a little bit more, you lower down to the elbow. Remembering these are just options. Inhale. Release the foot. Hands root down to the mat. Tuck the back toe. Press back downward facing dog. Walk through your dog. Stay for a few breaths here. Making any movements that your body might need right now. All right, coming down to our knees and then turning over. We're coming to our last bit of core before we finish with our relaxing poses. So coming side on. Take a breath. Coming to boat pose. So sit bones really rooted down through the mat. Extend the legs out in front of you so they're not stacked under your knees. Roll the shoulders back. There's an option for you today if you're not choosing to lift without your arms. So hands would come behind you, tented fingers, just so that they're tripods, not full support. Your option, if you are using support, is to stay here, curling back, and toe tapping, okay? If you want a little bit more, you might choose to lift both legs and stay here. If you're coming with me for full boat, lift the arms away from the mat. Take a breath in. Start to curl the tailbone under, hollowing the belly. Extend the arms out in front of you, and then start to lift one leg, and then the opposite leg meets it. Glued together. Good. Take a breath. Widen the collarbones like we do in every other pose. You might stay here, but if you'd like a little bit more, you can always tap down if needed. Reach the arms up a little bit higher. Just like we did before. Inhale. Left elbow, right knee. Exhale through center. Inhale. Exhale. Tap. So we're just alternating sides. If you're crazy and you want even more, you lengthen those legs out. Not today for me. Not today. Remembering your options. Remembering your options, girls. Come on. You gotta move. Couple more. Just breathe.
The boys have no options.
Last two. And last one. Lower the feet to the mat. Let the knees fall open. Find your sit bones again. And then hug yourself. Hug your feet. You might just stay here. If you'd like, you can let yourself surrender forward. Take a breath. Come back up. Lengthen the legs out in front of you. Reverse plank pose. So hands stack under shoulders, facing outwards. Shoulders roll back. Feel that little pinch between your shoulder blades. Point the toes towards me. Take an inhale. As you exhale, squeeze the glutes. Start to peel your body up off the mat. Letting the chest lift towards the sky. Gaze can come up slightly. Just keep your neck supported. So if you can, squeeze your glutes a little bit more and see if you can ground all 10 toes to the mat. If not, perfectly fine. You stay here. Keep squeezing the glutes, lifting the heart. Take a breath. Exhale, lower down. Bend the knees. One more. One more. Are you with me? All right, stacking knees in line with, feet in line with knees. Take a breath in. Squeeze the glutes, press into the hands, lift the hips, heart towards the sky. We're gonna just do a little bit of marching. So really trying to find one flat line here. Right leg lifts and tap down. Left leg lifts and tap down. If you want more, you lift, extend, bend, and tap. Otherwise, you still stick with just the marching, and that's great. Breathe. Keeping hips and shoulders square towards the sky. You've got two. One more. Lift, lengthen, bend, repeat, and lower yourself down to the mat. Let your knees fall open. Find your sit bones. Take a breath and just hinge forward. Let the neck release just in case you're carrying any tension in the neck during that. Maybe just rock your head from side to side. Good. All right, guys. Yogi squat. We're going to come back up off our mat. Options, don't worry. So taking our feet wide. I'm coming out of my square here. I'm shifting. Taking your feet wider than your hips. Rolling the shoulders back, bringing the hands to heart center. So option, if you're not coming all the way down to your heel stay, is you're sticking with me. Lower the hips down so elbows meet the knees, just behind the knees. Now this is going to be intense if you choose not to try to lower all the way down, so take a breath here. If you'd like, exhale and sink a little bit deeper. Are we all going there today? Close, almost. Take a breath. Use your elbows to widen the knees away from each other. If you're staying with a squat, continue where you are. Take a breath. We're just coming to a quick yogi twist. Root down through the right fingertips. Reach that left arm up towards the sky. Take a breath. Feel that rotation through your spine. Exhale, hands to heart center. I won't keep you here much longer because I know that squat's going to get intense. Left fingertips to floor. Right arm reaches up towards the sky. Feel that rotation through the spine. Really use the elbow to press the knee open. Back through center. Root down through the feet. Press and lift. Exhale, turning side on again. Coming back to downward facing dog. So take an inhale, arms reach towards the sky. Exhale, belly pulls in as you fold forward. Wherever you are on your mat, walk yourself in or out to your downward facing dog. Press back to your heels, coming to another twist. So from your down dog, take one little step in towards your hands. Left hand is coming to the outside edge of right ankle. So we're rotating through the spine. If this is not for you today, keep both hands on the floor and just stay with your down dog. But really use that left arm to pull your body through your arm and your leg. Option to come to child's pose at any time. Take a breath. Exhale, hand to mat. Stay in this pose here for one moment. Now right hand lifts off mat, reaching for the outside edge of the left ankle, and then find the rotation through your spine. So pull your body through and see if you can bring your gaze towards the left armpit. That's going to help find a little bit more twist here. Good. Release hand to mat, widen the knees, come down to child's pose. Let the hips fall back down towards the ankle, towards the heels, lengthen the arms out towards the front of your mat. Let the forehead rest, maybe rock your head from side to side. Little forehead massage. And continuing with our twist, we're going to come to thread the needle. So left arm is going to sweep underneath right arm, left ear, and left shoulder rest to mat. Keep pressing the hips back down towards the heels. Should feel that little bit of openness through your shoulder, rotation through your spine. Just take a breath. Good. Inhale, lengthen the arms back towards the front of the mat. As you exhale, switching sides. This time right arm sweeps under left. Right ear, left shoulder, rest down to your mat. Again, thinking about where you're finding openness here and just seeing if you can breathe a little bit of space to that part of your body. Maybe your hips soften down towards your heels even more. Next breath, reach arm out in front, stay in your child's pose for a breath. Let the forehead relax, let the elbows rest down to your mat. Let the ribs become heavy, let the hips become heavy. Just breathe here. Press into your hands, coming up to our seat. We're just going to do a seated twist before we come down to our mat. So facing forward, tucking the right foot into left thigh. You might stay here, and then crossing the left leg over. Option to extend that bottom leg if this isn't for you today. So hooking the foot, finding your sit bones, and again, if it feels better to have that bottom leg straight, the right leg straight, that's perfectly fine. Taking a breath, finding length through your spine as you exhale, hug the left knee in towards the chest, and then reach the left arm behind you, grounding it behind your hips, and then looking over the left shoulder. Finding that twist through your spine here. If it feels good, close the eyes. Untwist here, coming forward. Take the hands to the outside edge of the left foot. Extend that bottom leg behind you, coming back to a low lunge. Bottom knee to the ground, tucked, toes untucked. Root down through the right arm, and then lift the left arm up towards the sky, reaching behind you, almost like you're finding someone, giving someone a high five that's behind you. Now really press the floor away so that you're not letting that shoulder collapse. Take a breath here. Hopefully you're not getting blinded by the sun. Inhale. As you exhale, lower the hand back to the mat. Tuck that leg back in, and we're going to switch sides. So this time, left foot tucks into right thigh, or that leg extends on the bottom. Right leg crosses over. Find the grounding through your feet and your sit bones, remembering that you can have this bottom leg extended. Take a breath in. Give your right leg a hug in towards your chest. Right hand comes behind hips. Take a breath, and then find your revolve. So looking over that back shoulder. You might feel a little glute stretch here. If it feels okay, close the eyes. And trying to keep your breaths flowing and not shortening. Release. Hands come to the outside edges of right foot. Send that left leg back, low lunge. Left hand roots to the inside edge of right foot, and then sweep that right arm up towards the sky. Feel that twist through the spine, the openness through the chest. And then really press into the mat so that your shoulder stays lifted. Take a breath here. And tuck your toes so that they're not gripping your mat. You guys are all doing wonderful. Good, take a breath. As you exhale, hand to floor, tuck that leg back in. How are we on time? Good. All right, guys, final couple poses seated. So opening the legs up wide as you can. If it feels better to have a soft bend in the knees, perfectly fine. Take a breath, find your sit bones. Anchor left arm to the inside edge of left thigh. Reach that right arm up towards the sky. Inhale. As you exhale, C-shape the body, using that arm to press the body open. So almost like you're rolling your shoulder back by pressing into that left elbow. So you can reach for your toes if you can, but more importantly, I'd like to see your side body open. So really roll that shoulder, top shoulder back. Gaze is either up or down. Breathing space in between each rib on the right side of your body. Inhale, stack the spine, both arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale, right arm inside edge of right leg, and we C-shape the body up and over. So again, finding that contact, if you can, of elbow, inside elbow to knee, and using that to let your body open and help you turn that top shoulder back. Good, take a breath. Inhale, stack spine, reach towards the sky. Exhale, pull the belly in, hinge the body forward, coming to forward fold. So root down through the hands. Maybe they're tented to support you. Anyway, so maybe you come a little closer. Wherever you are, just surrendering your body forward. So here's a pose where it is important to take full deep breaths, because I find that once you start holding your breath, it doesn't allow you to deepen into this. So if you find that you are holding your breath, ease out, and then take a full breath and soften back in on your exhale. We're going to stay for 2 full breaths. So inhale through the nose and exhale. Your breath, maybe soften a little bit more, maybe creep your fingertips out just a little bit more. Inhale and exhale. Walk yourself back up, draw legs together, and just give yourself a little windshield wiper side to side. Should feel pretty good to release that. All right, we're coming down to our mats, so I'm not going to invite you to grab a sweater because I don't want you to overheat, but if you need it, maybe you want socks to finish our practice together. So hold behind your thighs and roll yourself down towards your mat. Starting with knees over ankles, just finding a comfortable position here. Widen your shoulder blades so that you can have nice engagement of your entire backside on your mat. Bring your hands to your body anywhere, whether it's your belly, your thighs, it doesn't matter. Just taking a breath here. Closing the eyes. Just allowing all that standing posture to set in. Taking a full breath in, lifting the left leg up off the mat and hugging the knee in towards the chest. Trying to keep the tailbone soft to the mat. Take a breath. On your next exhale, lengthen that leg up towards the sky, coming to single leg stretch here. Again, focusing on keeping the tailbone down on your mat. If you want a little bit more, you can lengthen that bottom leg out. Taking a next full breath in. And as you exhale, bend the knee again. Draw that knee in close to your left armpit. So you're really pulling the knee in towards your ribs, any amount. Or the goal is to try to get into your ribs. Inhale, lengthen the leg up. We've got one more round of that. So as you exhale, bend the knee and pull the knee in towards your left armpit. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, bend the knee and rest the sole of the foot back down to the mat, and then meet the other sole of the foot if you have that leg extended. We're going to switch sides. So inhale that right leg in towards the chest. Give it a little hug. Think about your tailbone here. Is it still making contact with your mat? Lengthen the leg up towards the sky. Remembering your option to straighten that bottom leg. Inhale, draw that knee in towards the right armpit. So hug it in as much as you can. Seeing if you can let it come close to your ribs. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, draw it in again. Lengthen once more. Bend the knee, sole of foot comes to mat, and then opposite foot meets it. Hug the knees in towards the chest and give yourself a little rock from side to side. Our final pose for today is going to be figure 4 supine. So lower soles of feet to the mat. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, cross right ankle over left knee, flex the foot, and press the knee open. Find that figure 4 opening through the hip. Use your right hand to press the knee away. Take a breath. If you'd like, stay here. Otherwise, reaching through, pulling knees up towards chest, using that right elbow to open the right knee. Last bit of hip opener. Release the legs. So keep the figure 4 shape. Open the arms up to like a 45-degree angle, and then think about drawing that right foot down towards the floor, keeping the right knee lifted towards the sky. You should feel a beautiful opening through the spine. Keeping shoulders grounded to the mat. Gaze upward, so keep your eyes closed. And if this doesn't feel right for you today, feel free to unhook the legs and just come to a supine twist. Good, take a breath in. Exhale, restack, lift the legs back up, unhook, and we're going to switch to the other side. So this time, left foot crosses over right knee, flex the foot. Use your left hand to push the knee open even more. And this might be where you stay. Or next inhale, we lift the feet up off the floor, hugging the right knee in, using the left elbow to press the left knee open. Good, take a breath. And then lower that right sole of the foot to the floor. Keep the leg crossed if it's okay. Open the arms back up, and then lower the left foot down towards the turf, keeping the left knee lifted. Unhook the right toes so that the top of the foot is resting on the mat, or the side of the foot rather. Again, trying to keep both shoulders down. Good. Inhale the knees back up. Unhook. One more little hug of the knees in towards the chest. Maybe a rock from side to side. If there's a pose that your body still needs, I invite you to take it. Otherwise, we're going to rest in Shavasana for just a few minutes. So when you're ready, soles of feet back towards mat, extending legs out to the outside edges of your mat, letting the feet fall open, and then placing the palms upwards, again to the outside edges of the mat if that feels okay for you today. Letting the eyes fall closed. And just allowing yourself a few minutes of rest, letting the practice settle in the body. And just taking a moment to welcome in a few deep breaths here. So inhale through the nose, let the belly lift as high as it can. Stay with your breath. Exhale through the nose, let the belly fall. Stay with your breath. Do 2 more like that. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Last breath. Inhale through the nose. Let the breath go. Seeing if you can find anywhere to soften in your body. Maybe allow the tension to release in your face. Maybe your jaw. Release the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Maybe let the feet fall a little bit more open. Allow the ribs to become heavier on your mat, the sacrum. Just taking one more breath here, in through the nose, let the belly lift. And exhale. And if you're choosing to stay here for a few more minutes, I invite you to. But if you're joining us live, I'm going to have you join me in a seated position whenever you're ready. Turning to the side. Just coming up to a comfortable, easy pose where we started our practice. Whenever you're ready, take your time. Turning palms open, resting hands on thighs, shoulders roll back. Find your nice, comfortable seat. Eyes softly close. We're going to end with a cleansing breath. So inhale through the nose, arms circle up overhead, palms meet. Exhale through the mouth. Let's do 2 more. Inhale through the nose, reach taller. Exhale. Last breath here, inhale. Hands to heart center. Thank you for practicing with me. I'm so happy to see you all. Namaste.
Thank you, Carla.
It's good to be